What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, y'all. I am your girl, Kim from Cali, as usual. But, probably on here, yeah, I'll just stick to Kim from Cali. But y'all know me as Miss Coffee. What's going on, y'all? So, I was having this very, very interesting conversation with my cousin. And it got so good and so juicy. I said, we're about to stop talking and we're about to talk about this with everybody else because I kind of feel like y'all gonna like this one. So, come on in, sit on down, roll a blunt, get a drink, whatever it is you do on a Thursday night besides go to the club. Okay. Y'all know preparing my weed is definitely like first and foremost. Okay. So we're gonna do that. And I'm waiting for my cousin to jump his ass in here. I'm just moving on down the list. Just give me a second. Half of these niggas probably sleep on a Thursday. Okay. There's the cousin. Hey, cousin.
How we doing?
We good. We good. What's going on with you, sir?
Oh man, I'm in the building doing what I can, only like I can do it.
Same day, different stuff.
I am he that is, yes indeed.
Yes, 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 yes. For all y'all that don't know, this is one of my four kings. This is one of my kings, of course. So, what's going on, cousin? I see you.
Yeah.
So, listen, cousin, I was telling everybody that you and I was having a conversation and it just got so good that I was like, yeah, we finna do that right here, right
Okay,
now.
okay.
So,
Shout out to Trey. I see you in the building.
I see you, cousin. So listen, my question to you, when I say the words masculine toxicity, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Overused.
That's the first time I heard that today. Okay. Explain.
I mean, toxic masculinity, on the surface, I understand it. I agree with it. I have a place for it. Uh, I do believe it's overused to the point where it's almost demasculating, or trying to control or clarify how you're supposed to identify as a man. Uh, and I don't know exactly where that comes from, but there are times where I'm like, all right, it's almost like you're not allowed to be masculine at all without it being clarified as toxic.
Mm. And you are taking this as just being a man because there's a lot of masculine women, right? So
Well,
do
there
you
is,
just
and
see it
it's
as
funny. It's funny because you talk about whether it's the independent women movement, you talk about, the a lot of people that attack masculinity, they attack it in a masculine way.
Mm.
And so that's kind of it's kind of ironic to me sometimes when it becomes a battle of masculinity, and it's like the one that's conveying that something is being toxic, but yet they're the ones being the aggressor in the situation.
So you almost feel like when they attack this masculinity, it's demasculating the men.
It definitely can be, not in all cases, but it definitely can be.
Because when I look at this word, I look at it as men, boys have been taught since they come out that they need to be tough, they need to be hard. Like there is no, be soft. It's don't cry, suck it up. Boys don't cry. What you crying for? And if you do cry, you're a punk, you're a sissy, you're a crybaby, you're a girl, you're a little bitch. Those are the words that are used when we're saying toughen up. So you have all of that inside of a little boy, and then this little boy grows into a big grown man, and then what?
Well, I'm even gonna go a little deeper of where does that come from, right? Because now this is just me talking. I don't have all the answers, but it's almost to a point where it's like, does every culture experience that? Because it doesn't seem like that to me all the time. It seems like it's a lot coming from us, and then where is it coming from, right? Because
Is that our way of, making in our culture, meaning, us color folk, is that our way of making men? Is that how we feel? Is because we got to make boys tough and strong and resilient, like
well, see,
all the
because
time.
and that's the thing too. I think it derives from two things. It derives from, in our culture, slavery, from what you had to be to survive. Because honestly, what people don't realize is only the strongest survive. So we are the offspring of the elite, from
Hmm.
those that either died on the ships coming over or even died on the plantations because they would, the elite that actually made it through. We are the offsprings of them. We were dwindled down as a people. But it also derives from the absentee fathers that we had in our communities for years as well. And what I mean by that is this is not a blame. I'm just stating what has happened. So you have a lot of young ladies, women who this absentee father is not them, but so they don't have the covering of a father, but yet they're raising boys. So then you had a lot of stuff where whether and men as well, men that who didn't have fathers but now are raising boys and are trying to tell them what it is that they are expecting to be a man, and so almost raising who they thought they should have had.
Hmm. Who they
And so
thought they should be, right?
so you're like, I need this. I need somebody to be strong for me. I need somebody to be tough. So now they have this child, and they're raising who they thought they should have had because they don't know because of that where that relationship gap was at, and
Hmm.
whether that was because of the crack epidemic or whatever it may be. But like, I heard a story where somebody said, I think I said this before. It said, man, I was like, the crack era came in, took all the men out of the communities, and left the children to be raised by the crackheads. Like that's what happened. Like, because they arrested the dealers and they ain't arrest the users. The users were up on the street, so that's what that was there. And so
That
there's a
type
lot.
shit.
Yeah, so there's a
The
lot, a
crackheads
lot
was the
going on there.
mamas.
Yeah.
Right,
And
right,
so,
right, right.
so there's this. What am I supposed to have? Trying to figure it out, and then trying to put that in to what you're raising before you even figured it out. So
What do you think that being a man is supposed to look like?
And see, and that's another thing too. I think we need to expand the definition of what being a man looks like. Instead of saying what is and what isn't, just understand that a man is man, and a man can look like several different things versus trying to fit it in a cookie cutter. And then
Right.
like I was
So
trying
it's
to
no
tell you,
longer provider and protector. That's man. What is the definition of man right now, 2022?
I mean, so for me, I still think there are some of those natural feelings that a lot of men do have. A lot of men want to please. A lot of men want to provide. A lot of men want to protect, but don't even understand what that looks like, right?
I was gonna
And
say because I
so,
don't know where they at, but go ahead.
well, I'm saying they just don't understand. Well, also what it looks like. Like one thing that I'm learning as I'm growing, and I'm growing with some of the kings that I got around me, some of the kings that have been before me and poured into me, is that it's not always about being the loudest in the room. And I don't mean this to be offensive or anything like that, but the loud and yelling and screaming match, like that's not masculine. That's
Hmm.
not masculine energy. And so when you're doing that, you're stuck. Like, because if you ever watch two people argue and then sit them down and ask them what was said, they can't even tell you because they're
Mm-mm.
not even listening. And so there comes a point where it's like, all right, is it more important that you say what you say, or that your message gets across and is heard what needs to be heard? And so if you ever see like and I hate to say like like a real man, but like when you see an argument with masculine energy, you'll see somebody that can actually talk very calmly, even with the yelling, and get his point across, his or hers, whatever they point across, without having to get into all the extra stuff. Because I can sit there and be like, hey, and this is something that even I know a lot of people don't like it, but this is what made the Chaz Duncans or the Hassan Whites or even goodness, what's the gentleman's name that passed away recently? That a lot of people don't like his opinions.
Mm.
What's his name?
I know
I
who you're
just,
talking about, but I don't know his name. But
I
I
just,
know you're talking
I
about
just,
the one
I,
that you talking about the one that was in the hotel with the
yeah,
girl.
yeah. I
And
just lost
like
his
yeah, the
name,
one
but
that talk all that ridiculous, disrespectful talk
but,
against women.
but understand this though. You understood everything he said because of the way he delivered it. He never
I get
yelled Kevin Samuels.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, yeah, but he never there was never no yelling and screaming match. He knew exactly
Why do
how
you
to.
don't have you don't have to yell to be disrespectful. You
Oh
could be
yeah, oh
nice
yeah.
to
I'm
him
not
and
saying
be
that.
just as
That's not what I'm saying.
disrespectful.
That's not
But
what
you
I'm
saying
saying.
that's why he was heard because he
That's why
said
he's
it
hurt.
in that tone. Okay, I
Exactly.
understand.
Yeah. Thank
I
you,
mean, I
Mel.
get that.
I appreciate the shout out, Mel. Thank you for helping us out there. But Kevin said, yeah, that was the way, because he can effectively communicate as a man, masculine way. You don't have to do all the yelling and screaming to get his point across. And that's
Hmm.
where a lot of us lose it, because so when you say, what does a man look like in 2000? Like, some of the things don't necessarily change. Like, there is a desire. It's just knowing how to do it and how to be effective, And so me being a provider, well, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that because I provide, that doesn't mean that I have this autonomy or this ownership over my woman, you know. And so,
Talk about it.
I could be providing, and even if that is financially, if that is being supportive, with the most, whatever it may be, whatever. What it basically is what your needs are. I can meet those,
Right, because
whatever it is.
providing is not just financial.
It's
Providing
not.
is spiritual, mental, physical, like all of those things. Like, see, my issue with men wanting to be the king of the castle, right? I've always said this, that you can be the king of the castle, but I can't make you the king. Like, the castle's here, but I can't make you the king. Like, that's your job. Like, you got to come in here as the king. You can't come in here as the peasant and expect to sit in the chair and get the robe and the crown, and you got peasant tendencies, and your whole thought process is on some peasantry. Like, you're not even trying. Like, if you can't teach me and lead me, what the fuck am
Well,
I
see,
gonna follow you
and
for?
that's where a lot of people got to mess up, because they talk about being service, right, and being served, and people think of it as like a layer thing. But look, I'll put it like this: like, you got a car. Do you service your car? Do you take
Absolutely.
your car to get an oil change? Do you put air in the tires? Do you gas it up? So
Mhm.
my thing, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, like that car is doing what it's supposed to do for you, then you're going to do what you need to take care of it. And so, in a relationship, as a man, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and I am providing for my woman the way I'm supposed to, then she gonna do what it takes to take care of me,
It's
because
not a question.
I'm that vehicle. And that's what it is. So people look at it like, oh, this must be, hey auntie, I see you. Thanks for tuning in. But that's something where people look at what it means to provide. Like, and I look at it like, look, man, whether you are spiritual, whether whatever religion that you may believe in or you may not, but the Bible got a lot of words in there, and they got a lot of stories and a lot of things that if you actually read it for yourself, it will tell you some things, and it'll give you lessons in life. And and so even when you look at the story of, let's say, Adam and Eve, a lot of people miss what's going on when they talk about the eating of the forbidden fruit. Like, a lot of people miss that. And like, what I mean by that is, nothing happened when Eve ate of the forbidden tree. The problem comes when Adam does. And it comes when Adam does because God told Adam that you can eat from any tree, don't eat from this one. Adam was
Yeah,
the one that
that
got the
seems to
word.
be a lot of men's problem. You
And see,
can
and,
tell them not to do it, and that's gonna make them want to do it more.
and here's the thing, though. What people don't realize is when the serpent comes to Eve and tells her that she can surely eat from the tree, and that'll give you the knowledge of good and evil. It says that Adam was there. Nobody wants to really talk about that Adam was there and allowed this to happen. And Eve brings the apple to Adam. See, now this is
Hmm.
right here when we get to roles reverse, right? Because if Adam is supposed to be providing the needs, Adam should be bringing the food to Eve. He's providing for what she needs. She's now bringing to him. Now we done switched the role of what we're looking at here, and now this is where the imbalance starts coming in, and it's broke out to what it's broke out to. And so I look at it and I say that just to say, like, look, sometimes we got to understand that it's not about who's first, who's second. It's not about a ranking system. It's about working together in into making this work out the way that it needs to work out. And because we put labels on different things, and we have messed up as a society where we have degraded the value of women as if we're not equals, as if we're not partners, and we've portrayed this thing so that now when
But
you look
wait
at
though,
what,
hasn't it always been like that?
no,
Have not ever been your equals? Have we always just been here to be a helpmate? Like, a thrill, a desire?
see, but
Like, isn't it?
that's not what a helpmate is. And see, and that's what I'm sitting there saying. Like, we put value on things. Like, so, for instance, right, the NFL season just starts. We put the value that the quarterback is more valuable. We've done that, but that's not what. If a quarterback throws the ball and the receiver never catches it, then you're
If
never
there's no
getting the
one
credit.
there to
You're
throw
never
it
getting
to.
credit for the yards. You're never getting credit for the yards if the receiver doesn't catch the ball,
Right,
right? And
right,
so
right.
that job is equal. We're the ones that have said, no, this is valued more. We're going to pay more for this, and we're going to lift this and raise this. That's not necessarily the case. So even in the wild, when you look at different, like, if you watch like lions. The women are the hunters and gatherers.
Absolutely.
And you watch them and you see what they do, and how they go out and they attack and they bring back, to the pride and all that stuff. You might look at it and be like, wow, that looks like the more important job, but it's how their system works.
But I mean, if we're going to use lions, right? At the end of the day, to feed the family like that is the woman's job, right? To nurture and to make sure that everyone is fed and well. Like, listen, the king can't go out there and fight the battle if he's hungry. You
Well,
got to feed the man, right?
but and see,
So,
that's the thing. So what the thing is, feeding the man is part of the battle
hmm,
because he has to be at full strength for the battle. So
absolutely.
where we are designing these lines of where, what's important and what's not, and what you better do for me and all that, that's self. That's
Okay,
us
but
trying
here,
to get our
let
own
me
form
ask you
sentencing.
this. Let me ask you this, and I'm asking you this as a girl, right? I'm just not even your cousin, just a regular girl, right? I personally don't believe because I wasn't I wasn't raised like that. I didn't see certain things. The men in my family did certain things. So I require certain things because that's all I know, right?
Mhm.
So as a girl, I feel like, especially as a woman with kids, like you can't come into my home and live for free. That's fucking impossible. Like you can't come in and expect king tendencies again when you have peasant actions.
Well, yeah. And see, and that's the thing. That's about being on the same page. And like I said, scripture will say equally yoked. And that be this understanding and moving towards the same things. If y'all ain't moving towards the same things, then that's exactly what it's going to be. Shout out to Ree. I see you. I appreciate the comments too. But like that's just the way it is. Like so,
Yeah, no
you know,
man shall eat for free.
I'll put it like this. And I try not to, in these spaces, uh, put too much out there where it affects other people that aren't here. But for the sense of the argument, like we've seen the same households growing up and all that, and knowing who my father was and how my father got down, and then seeing my mother, like can't nobody tell me my mama ain't hold it down.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I seen that. Like, I seen the grind that my dad put in, and I sure enough seen the work that my mom put in. And even to where things change, I watched them change with the way things changed and what was more effective. You know, I watched my mom become not a real estate agent, a broker. Hello.
mm-hmm,
You
type
know,
shit.
everybody signed up under her. And I watched my father do the work he did and put her in position
Mm-hmm,
for that. And I watched the work that she did to get there. And so
mm-hmm.
when it came time, like, all right, I must now start doing something different to support this. And there was never no power struggle. It's like, this is what we're doing for our family. And this is how we got to get it done. And I watched it. I'm like, okay. So, to your point, I was raised by a king and a queen. There is no, that, and that's the way I want my household to be, because that's what I saw.
Right,
And so a lot of people, I think they get this misconstrued. Like a lesson I learned early on, somebody told me, if you are the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room.
type
A lot,
shit.
a lot of us like to be the big fish, even if it's a small pond, because if you look at other people's shortcomings, it makes you look bigger.
It makes you feel better.
Yeah. So what you gonna
Absolutely.
do? You're gonna get into a relationship with somebody that's not doing as well as you are, or if they are, you're gonna put them down. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to slow them down because you want to look like you the big fish. It ain't about you being the big fish.
Now wait, now that's toxic, right?
Yes.
That's That's toxic masculinity right there, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the differences, right? Because it's at the same token, you got to do what needs to be to get done. Now, as a team, if you all can understand that, then you know what it is when it's your turn to come to bat to make sure that you bring them runs home and do
Type
what you got to do.
shit.
And so this is what I'm saying. So like, but when I say it's overused, because if I say something like "man up," then there are people out there that will say that I'm being toxic by using the phrase "man up."
But what does that mean though? Man up though. That means toughen up. That means get right. That means don't cry. What does man up?
Man up means do what needs to be done. Get it done. It's time. You're up to bat. It's
Get her
time to
done.
figure it out. That's what it is. And so for me, I understand, like, people sit there and say, well, well, what if you can't? That's not a mindset. You just go out there and do. Like, when it's time to get something done, it's time to get something done.
Does that
And,
only apply to men?
and see, and
Because I didn't
I'll
have
say
to
no.
man up. I
I'll
didn't
say no
bra listen.
because the term is man up, right? But I've heard people say it's time to put your big girl panties on. What's the difference?
Absolutely.
What's the difference?
I mean, I use it often. And when I say that, that's what I mean. I mean, if I say to you, you got to get them big girl panties out your drawer, that means you're probably going to have to do something you don't want to do. And instead of reacting like the little person in the little girl panties that say Saturday, Friday, Sunday, okay, I'm going to need you to act like you got on a nice G-string and you're grown and be able to handle whatever comes to you. Women are emotional. We work on straight emotion. 98% of the life that we live, we just emotion. So you got to go deal with some stuff that ain't gonna be right. You got to go deal with a situation, and prior to you having on these big girl panties, you probably would have acted your whole self. You know what I mean? If you didn't have these panties on, that's how, when I look at it, it's not even about being necessarily strong. It's about being aware that you're about to be in a situation and that you need to know that you can handle it. That's what it is. It's being able to handle anything that comes at you, regardless, because you don't got to be strong, because a lot of things will make you stumble. That don't mean you have to fall. You can be resilient. We can't be strong every day, I feel like. Some days, I'm not saying I'm weak, but I say some days that I sway. Some days it could be a breath of wind that can blow me over just a tad bit.
Well, see, and you
And
know why
other
that is?
days, earthquakes can't even, make me fall. So when we are telling men from birth, from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, that they need to be strong, they need to man up, they need to be, there's no fear. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of nothing. Don't cry. And then they grow up and get into relationships, and we're like, how come you don't care? How come you don't care about my feelings? Where's your empathy? Where's your compassion? And he looking at you like, what are you talking about? I don't even know how to do that.
And see, and that's where I think sometimes our vocabulary needs to be stretched and understand what we're saying and how to convey things differently, right? Because it is strength, there is power, certain things, and sometimes we don't even get to know what we're saying. Like, and this is like where, even when I'd be working with like the youth groups and stuff in the church, I used to tell them, like, no, you got to read this stuff. You can't just go off what people say. And I
Mhm.
say that because we get used to shortening things, right? So like Steph Curry's got on his shoes, he's got the scripture, I can do all things. That's only part of the scripture. The scripture says, I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. So let me reword that for you so people can understand what I'm saying. Because of what God puts in me, it allows me to accomplish anything. And I say it like that because if you say I can do all things and you just stop right there in somebody's ears that don't know what you're talking about, they think that you have the ability to do anything. And that's not what they're saying. Right. So sometimes we shorten things, and for us, it triggers the rest of it. But when other people are hearing it, that's not what it is. So that's not the message that's getting sent across. And and even when you were talking about the fact that there's sometimes when you're a little weary, where the winds are blowing, knock you down, the reason for that is because you're a doer. And because you are a doer, you want to get things done. And so it came a time where I'm glad that, the relationship I had with my father, where he stopped saying, be strong. So one day he started asking me, were you productive today?
Yeah, I got that.
That was it. Were you productive? And so I was like, okay, I now have a better understanding of what he's really saying. Did I
Mm-hmm.
do something productive? Because I'm a doer and I need to be a doer. And here's the thing, like it's like a cell phone, right? A cell phone works great at fully charged. And then you let that battery drain down, and they tell you that you're supposed to let it drain all the way down before you recharge it again. And the reason is because the first cell phone batteries weren't these smartphone things. And so if you went to 50% and then hooked it back up to the charger, and the charger charged it 50% to get the full power, then
It's
it takes, all you need is 50% to get the full power. So then when you go lower, you never really get back. And that's why people are like, why is my phone dying so fast now? Why is it going down so fast? And the reality is you need to be a doer in life to where you're being productive and you're running that battery down so that you can fully charge and be ready for the earthquakes. So the times where where you're weird, that just means you've been doing and you've let that battery come down. And now you just need to do what it takes to fully charge. So that's, having your spouse be able to lean on them or whatever it is, or rest up, whatever it is to fully charge. And I'll tell you why, I tell you how I'm not lying. You have people out there, and maybe even in yourself at times, somebody will hear this, where you'll just be tired every day and don't even know why, and you ain't even done anything.
That type shit. Hey, Tiff. I was talking to my sister, and she has told me at least 50 times that I'm just tired. Like, I don't really know why I'm tired, but I'm tired. She's like, I'm tired. I'm tired of working. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired. And I think that what happens is we get a toxic, unrealistic situation put on us. Like, we're Black women. So as a Black woman, we're expected to be strong by all costs. We're expected to stand through everything and get over everything. And we're not supposed to get sick. We're not supposed to lose our husband. We're not supposed to, be able to break down. We're not supposed to do those things. And it's almost the same as being told as a boy, you're not supposed to cry. It is very hard to be a single mom and have everything fall on you, and you do get tired. And I think it's what happens is so many women get tired, and then they get tired and they either get really, really angry, and then now you have the angry Black woman. Now
And I'm
you
saying,
have,
but that's a great point. But here's the thing, you know why you're angry? Because you don't have a system to recharge.
right.
You done
My
ran
cup
your
is
phones all the
empty.
way down and don't have a way to recharge. I'd be mad too. If you put everything into something and you put all that passion in, whether it's a no good dude or whatever it is, or for your family, and there's no way for you to get back, and it's like, well, what did I just do all this for? And so, you're going to be all that, And so, like it's important to have that system. And a lot of people don't have it. I'm like, in a physical sense, like, outside of relationship, like in the physical sense, you find yourself too tired to get up through the day, get up and go run. Do something that's going to actually get you tired so that you'll go to sleep fully and rest up and get a charge battery, and you'll see how things will change, for you when you actually start doing things and being productive. But
Meaning run
you'll
your
be
battery all the way down.
you gotta run it down and so they pull up, because otherwise you're just gonna be tired, and then you're gonna go to sleep tired. You won't have nothing to replenish. You're gonna wake up tired, and you're never gonna get anywhere from that. But you got to be able to have that system. If that is a relationship, whatever that is, but you can't have somebody that's just going to be draining you and can't fill you up. It's not
Now,
gonna work.
help me here. And Tiffany said she's so tired, like she said her life is burnt. And again, I keep having that conversation with a lot of women, right? And I'm tired, but I am mentally tired. I am tired of, I need some more weed. I'm tired of, fuck, Landon. I'm tired of falling in love and then having it taken. Like,
Hmm.
I'm exhausted with that. Like, tired ain't the word. I'm exhausted. Like, I can't do that shit no more. So
No. And
I
that's real.
told myself I can't fall in love. Like, to have to live your life and think that every time you fall in love, they gonna die.
Mhm.
It's absolute fuck shit. Like, that shit ain't cool, man. So I think I purposely have sabotaged so many relationships on purpose because at some point I think I convinced myself that when I fall in love with people that they die.
Mhm.
So falling in love is not an option for me. How toxic is that though?
Well, see, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, you have gone through things that most can't understand. Most cannot relate to what you have gone through. And I say that to say this, right? Sometimes it's better to say, I don't know. And I can tell you that I don't know, because this is where the problem comes in to what you said earlier. You know why people tell little black boys don't cry? Because they don't know what to do when you cry. Whoever is saying that don't know what to do. So they don't want to see it. They don't want to handle it because they don't know how to handle it. But instead of saying that, I don't know what to do here. I don't know. And that's okay to say that. They're going to tell you not to do it. And I would always tell, even, my student, I'm not trying to sidetrack. I'm just trying to make this point. Like, even when I was working with my students, I would say, anytime somebody tell you that you can't do something, they're right, because they can't do it. And because they can't see it, they can't see you doing it. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it. It means that they can't see it. And so I
Right.
say that to say it's okay sometimes to say, hey, I don't know. I don't know how to tell you how to deal with what you have gone through. I know that I have seen you be resilient in ways that I don't even understand. I commend you for even being able to stand, because I don't even know. Like, I can't comprehend it. But instead of trying to make it seem like I got all the answers, and trying to control you, I will tell you, I don't know. I don't know. But I know that you're you're going to be such a light for somebody because what you know, because of what you have gone through, has put you in a place to be able to speak to so many people that haven't even gotten nearly as far as you've gotten. And whatever that may be, maybe that's your work, maybe that's what what the doing is that you're going to be doing. But the fact that you can be there vulnerable is powerful. There is power in that. Do I know what that is? Absolutely not. Because there's no way I can compare my life to the totality of things that you have seen. I don't know what that's like. I don't. But I'm not in your position, which means I'm also not able to see what you can see. And that's why, you are such a visionary. You are able to produce so many of these shows. You are able to do as much. Put it this way: if people looked at the scale of things that you do, that you try to accomplish, that you get done, they're like, how in the world is she doing all this?
That type of shit.
Because they can't see that. But you are at a point where, I mean, some of it might be, what else am I going to do? Some of it might be, I'm going to do what I need to do while I'm here. Some of it might be, need to stay busy. Whatever it is, you able to do and shoulder things that others can't do. And that's all part of your experience. And I don't know what it is. I don't have an answer for you. I can stand with you on hoping that there's definitely more for you. But I can't, can't nobody, if people truly know your story, can't nobody fault you for that.
Oh yeah, it happens. I mean, here's the thing. This is what I say all the time. Like, I'm no superhero. I ain't got no magic powers. I'm not special. I get up and put my feet down like everybody else. You know what I mean? It is, again, something else I got tired of. I got tired of being angry. Like, Nick, you know how angry I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the more things that kept happening, the angrier I got. And one morning I just woke up like, damn, I'm always mad. I'm always yelling. I'm always tense. I'm always upset. Like, this is stupid. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I've been to therapy. I've been to counselors. I've been here. They done gave me 3,560 million pills. Like, and I'm still mad. Like, and then I was like, let me just sit down and think about the things that I'm mad about. Because I'm pretty sure there's like 100 things I'm mad about I can't do nothing about. I can't fix them. I can't change them. And at the end of the day, all of that happened yesterday. Why I'm still mad about something that happened yesterday? When I can't do nothing, when I'm wasting today because I'm mad about what happened yesterday? Yeah, all right. Let me straighten my crown one time because it's leaning. Let me get right. But it was that, like, real spit. Like, everybody have been telling me for years, and you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all think for real, like, I don't get invited to the birthday parties and the family shit because yeah, it's all bad. Anyway, but it was like everybody around me could tell me, but it was really me being like, I'm just over it. Like, for real. I'm always mad. And it's hard to keep friends, and it's hard to keep business associates, and it's not an easy life. But here's the thing: anger is like a drug. It's addictive, and it's an easy emotion. Sadness is hard to deal with. Happiness, yeah, that's one thing. But anger works for everything. Anger works whenever you need it, however you need it. It's never going to fail you. It's just like liquor or a drug. I'm telling you. And you can use it just like that at a drop of a dime.
Yeah.
Now, turning it off or undoing what has happened during this anger, that's a whole nother situation. I also got tired of that too. I got tired of apologizing for everything that I had done. Like I got tired of being this Tasmanian devil, and then after all the dust clears, I gotta go back and be like, ah, damn. So what had happened was I got tired of that. I ain't built like that. Like I can, as me, I can only apologize so many times, and then I start feel like I'm being punked. So I feel like I was punking myself. Like this is getting stupid. So, I mean, like all the therapy, all the things that I had talked about, all the things that I had learned, I just started applying them like real spit. I can't not get angry. That's impossible. People are ignorant, stupid, dumb, deaf, and retarded. Okay? Every day. So I literally know what I can and cannot get mad about, what I can and cannot change. And I'm still not perfect. So I still have triggers, and I still let, some people get me angry who I shouldn't. But I'm working on that. But what I do is I give myself 15 minutes to be angry. That's it. I'm going to be stark raving, pissed off, mad for 15 whole minutes. And then Landon, I'm going to smoke a blunt. And then I'm going to be good. Because at the end of the day, whatever just happened, the only thing that I can change is how I react to it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's still going to be what it is. It ain't going to change. The only thing that I can fix is how I feel, how I react, and what's going to happen. Like, I can choose. I can get mad, be mad, pissed off all day, and then I'm going to be sick, and I'm going to be swollen, and I'm going to be hurt, and I'm going to be in the hospital. Yeah, I'm good. I got tired of that, too. I got tired of passing out in the middle of the streets and, just everywhere because I'm angry. Nope, got tired of that. So I can only change my reaction, but I have the power to change my reaction, which means I have the power to not give a holy sugar fuck, okay? Or I can let it affect me. But if it is going to affect me, real spit, it's going to be 15 minutes. And then I've even, I was dating this guy and we would get into arguments, and I don't go to sleep angry. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm not going to be having my dreams all discombobulated because it's some bad energy all up in my head space. No, thank you. Been there, done that. Don't want to do that again either. So by the time I go to bed, I didn't let it go. Because when I wake up tomorrow, I'm not tripping. I will for real act like whatever happened yesterday does not exist, because it ain't nothing I can do about that argument that happened yesterday. You really still mad because I told you to take the trash out 4 times? For real? Okay. Well, it's Friday, so like, how you just not mad? Because I don't have the energy anymore to spend energy that I don't need to spend being angry. When I can smoke a blunt and be happy, they made it legal, Landon. The
Shout out to my brother Dante. I see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Man,
Yo, Dante, Landon, what?
I have to
Ask
tell
me if
you,
we Facebook friends. 10010. Ask me if we Facebook friends, Landon.
that's a whole nother one. I'm not talking about Mr. Paperco. It's a whole nother one.
All
A
right.
whole nother one.
Mm-hmm,
But you know what I'm saying, man? I'm gonna like let you know, like even like what you just said, man, like that like truly benefit to me. Like just talk about how anger would be a drug, like, and knowing that, like, in the way that you heal, like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you got a reach with people because of some of the things that you've gone through. Like, you don't know this, but like, you are the author to one of the best quotes that anybody's ever told me, and I've passed on to others and helping me. You know, when I was at one of my lowest moments, of course, is after my father passed, and you had told me that you're gonna have this feeling of waiting for things to get back to normal. And you told me stop waiting for things to go back to normal and learn how to deal with the new normal. And that stuck with me because one thing is because I knew that you knew at that moment what I was feeling. And it was like the best advice that anybody else could give me, because you're like, I didn't want condolences. I didn't want all that. Like, none of that meant anything to me. But that meant a lot to me, and it stuck with me, and I passed that on to others. But that's what I mean. Like, you are full of so much now, of what you have been through. You are full of so many jewels that you don't even know. And the people that come around you are going to benefit from the jewels that you have gained over the years. And so, but like that anger right there, because that just kind of brings us back full circle, because you look at that and it's toxic.
Absolutely.
The same way we're talking about, toxic masculinity and then it being male or female, like these are the toxic things that we're talking about. The problem is we start using these terminologies and putting everything under one umbrella and not really actually talking about the roots of these things. And that's really what you just got to right now, is we're talking about some of the roots of these things and what it is, And so I see that, I'm like, man, like, you really gotta watch your intake. And so for you to have it all say, look, all right, 15 minutes and this thing gotta go. This can't stick around in my body no more. It gotta go. Because it's toxic. And if you can really identify the things that are toxic in your life, make a world of difference.
It is very helpful. The hardest thing to do is to work on you.
Mm.
That is the most difficult challenge that you could ever do in your life, is to look in the mirror and start telling you that you need to do you better, that you can do better, that you should have did better, that what you did wasn't right, that what you're doing ain't right. That's hard. Like, nobody wants to do that. It's easier to be like, it's his fault, they fault, her fault, them fault. They did it. That's easy. Like, that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
I used to tell people, Nick, being happy is not easy. That shit is hard. How the hell you happy? How you wake up happy and rent is due, the water is due, the kids is acting a fool, you know what I'm saying? The car won't start, the check is late. Like, who the happy? What? You want me to smile at who? I'm supposed to do what now? Because you didn't hear what I had just said? Because I had to put two of them things in the hat, my nigga. Like, I'm just saying. So it is not a happy day, right? And then I look at it different, because the day that Dion died, Landon, that Friday, I had surgery on my shoulder, right? So we had been funking, and then I had this surgery, and like, he went into super dad, super husband mode. Like, it was great. I was like, whoa, that's a whole new light skin right there. Come here, boy. You know what I'm saying? And Monday morning, we woke up and we did the normal routine. We smoked the blunt. He was getting ready, and he was in the shower, and I opened the door and I was like, yo, I fell in love with you all over this weekend. He was like, word? I'm like, word. And that was the last thing I said to him. But having to know that life is not promised, because no way in hell did I think that day would end like that when it started like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I now feel like I don't really have time to waste like that.
Yeah.
And then the whole fiance thing, that was like, you talk about not expecting to not see that person the next day. Like, it was, I was flabbergasted. Like, I couldn't even, I don't even know if I understood. Like, what? I, what? I mean, no, I was just, nah, no, wait, time out. Like, I can't even, there's no understanding. Like, I went from losing him and saying to myself, we're going to value every day from here, to bucking that up and not valuing every day and getting back on the same I'm scared to be in love thing, and, wasted time again. And then what? I talked to him Friday, Landon. I talked to him Friday, Landon. And I called Saturday and there was no answer. And I'm like, okay, like whatever I said on Friday, he pissed off. All right, whatever. Sunday, I'm calling and I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get in my car and go over there and act real black. And Monday, I'm like, what? Like, this is okay. First of all, I don't care how mad you are. I am too cute for you to be that mad for the whole weekend. Like, stop playing with me. And so at this point, I'm like, all right, well, he ain't answering his phone, but I'm going to tell you where he at. I know he at work because he don't miss work for nothing. And when I called his job, like, yo, Chris, like, where you at? And that man said, like, I think I shocked him for me to call. Was a shock for him because he was like, wait, Kendra, what? No, like, he passed this weekend. What? Chris, stop playing with me. Don't play with me like that. Like, I don't care what he told you to say, my nigga, but don't play like that. He was like, nah, Kendra, for real, you don't know? No, because I thought I had till Monday to call him.
Mm.
So, no, I didn't. And now I'm like, yo, God, what's up with that? Like, okay, I don't really think I like stole or beat nobody to death. I don't think I committed any of those 7 sins, like, what the is this? Is this punishment? What is this? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Somebody help me understand, make me understand, because I know. Nope, nope, no. This is not normal. This don't happen to normal bitches. This is not what happens. Normal bitches get baby daddies who go to jail. And then they get out. And then, that's normal bitches. Exceptional bitches get a husband and a great baby daddy that's in the house and, he's doing all the things. But what is this? This is 3 times. This is 3. No, not okay. Not the fuck okay. I don't even know what to say. I don't even, am I that toxic? Am I that dangerous? Okay, because, one time it's like, okay, that's fucked up. And then 2 times you're like, whoa. And then 3 times you're like, is it me? And then, don't get it twisted. Like, don't make it seem like people haven't said right to my face downright that I have done some things that have made these things happen. Well, I don't think I kind of thought like that, but then now that you said it, and then, well, shit. Now what? What am I supposed to do right now? Am I supposed to get on my knees and pray and say what happened? Because that ain't gonna work. And me and God, we not really here right now. We like kind of like, here because I'm like, yo, as much as I've been tithing, somebody owe me a refund. I mean, I don't want no check either. Something ain't right. Because I got a grandfather and I got a grandmother that been in the church since I got on this earth. That's what I've been told. I've been told that the people have been like praying for me and been making sure. But what is that? Okay, fuck how I feel. What are you doing to my kids? Are you serious right now? Are you freaking kidding me right now? Are you telling who the fuck? I don't even have nobody to talk to because who can I talk to that's done this?
Mm-hmm.
Who can fucking advise me on how the fuck to do this? But me. I mean, all I could do this time is make sure the same shit that happened with the older ones don't happen with the younger ones because the younger ones are going through the shit again too. Are you serious? Okay. So at one point, there's no time for me to even act like I'm grieving because I gotta be strong for everybody, right? Because I can't let the kids see me break because if they see me break, then they gonna break and I can't give them that. So what do? I have to suck it up again? Are you serious? Because last time I fucking checked, I had to suck it up when my son died. I had to suck it up when my fucking baby daddy died. I had to suck it up when my uncle died. I had to suck it up when my husband died. Fuck! How much? That's a lot of dick. That's, come on, man. Something gotta give. That's a lot of men in my life gone. Who I'm supposed to ask? Because the ones that I was supposed to go to ain't here. This ain't no, I can't ask no woman this. Like, you don't take her son and her husband and her daddies and just say, make it. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do it. So how the fuck I'm supposed to tell my kids how to do it? So now I gotta pretend that I'm out here knowing what I'm doing, when I'm winging it. Because again, ain't no books on this shit. Ain't nobody out here teaching this shit. Ain't nobody that I can call right now that has been here and done this, so don't nobody understand. And at the end of the day, I gotta get over certain shit because just because my life has stopped, that don't mean everybody else's life has stopped. So at some point in some time, don't nobody even got time to even hear, and don't nobody understand why I'm still mad, and don't nobody understand why I'm still sad in May, and why I'm still sad in September. And when they don't understand what I'm supposed to say, I'm supposed to get mad at that too? What I'm supposed to say when they tired of me complaining that the nigga that killed my husband is married? I'm supposed to be happy. That's supposed to make me feel good. But there ain't no empathy for that because there ain't no compassion for that because the questions I got was, why you still mad? How long you gonna be mad? You just need to get over that. Get over which part? The part that they killed my best friend? Or the part that they took my baby daddy? Or the part that my son's got to grow up without a husband and without a dad? My daughter's got to go to prom and they got to get married by themselves? Which part? Which part am I supposed to get over exactly? Because I can understand and I can accept the fact that if I fucked up and he left me and divorced me and got with another bitch and didn't never want to talk to me. Okay, I got that. I can understand if he fucked up and went to jail and he was in there for the rest of his life. I got that. But nah, we're talking murder and I'm supposed to get over that. Okay, I'm working on it, I guess. I guess one day I'll be okay. But when I can look up on Facebook and I can see this person and I can see that he's getting married on live. But meanwhile, when my daughter get married, her father cannot walk her down the aisle. But here you are creating families. And again, they ask me, why are you angry? Why are you still angry? I had a person tell me, oh my God, you have so many anniversaries. Oh, you think I put them on my calendar because I wanted to? You think those are marked on my calendar in little red hearts with, you know what I'm saying, stars and sparkles? Is that what you think? Because I don't have to put them on a calendar. They're like etched in my brain. I don't have to know the day because when it comes to that time of year, my body feels weak. My brain stops working. My heart starts to ache. It never fails. I can be doing just fine and then May comes and okay, but I'm supposed to be happy. And just to be clear, every other Mother's Day, every other one falls on the death day. But I'm supposed to be happy. See how I gave it 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, we've been on here talking for a very long time. I
Yeah.
know because I didn't smoke 2 blunts already, but so listen, thank you, cousin, for the conversation. As
Hey,
always.
better out than in, right?
Yeah, it's always good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna be safe now.
Yeah.
Everybody good, everybody good. So, it's a lot of people in here and I
Yeah.
want to thank everybody and send some shots out. Somebody left us a long message. Can you see it?
Yeah. Tell.
What's it say?
Uh, it's supportive. They feel you. Uh, that's one saying their immediate family. So just talking about some of the things that have gone on in their family and the losses that they have, which was going to my point is the fact that you like you said, like you may not know somebody that you can come to, but there's a lot of people that can learn from you, and there's a lot of people that can hear your voice and get something from what you're saying. Uh, so I definitely appreciate that fact amongst you, and I know your experience can't be an easy one, and it's tough because like you said, other people, like you said, life has to move on, and they don't understand, what's going on, and it's tough. You know, all jokes aside, but even with a little humor, like September is a great month, and that, that.
Whatever. You
Virgo
know,
season is
I
awesome.
love September.
You know,
See, and you know what? Let me tell you, my life was so perfect because I had 2 Libra sons. You understand me? The What more could I ask for? You know, so that there's no madness there. I ain't mad. at September. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. Like that was his birthday month. So that's
Yeah.
always a celebration month for me. Despite that I got a lot of Virgo people in my life at this point. Me and mommy was just
Uh-oh.
talking about how all y'all birthdays is lined up back to back. Like that's really
We got,
crazy. It's a
we
lot of
got a
y'all.
9/17 birthday in the comments. I see you, Miss Honey. Okay. Virgo
Oh,
season for real.
her birthday the same day as Nene's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, she gonna
Yeah.
be mad about that, ain't she?
Yeah. That's what's up. But yes, our
Don't
birthday's all
Please
right
don't nobody
there.
tell her that I call her Nene, and I said it again. Dang, I must have did it on purpose.
She'll be all right. She'll
She'll be
be
all
all
right. She'll be
right.
all right.
That's it, man. But
Well,
I think the word of the day is yes, Blizzard babies, especially our year. My year was the Denver Blizzard. Yes, yes, I was definitely a Blizzard baby. All of us was caught that same Blizzard. But
that type.
that 82 one. But yeah, I'll say this: like, if anybody watching, I will tell you this. This is the word for the whole show. If you don't have a Virgo in your life, get one.
Oh, stars. I was really listening, like you really had something to say, and that's what you said, huh?
Yep,
That was Jerry's final thought. Cut the
yep.
games right now, sir. Anywho, so once again, I would like to thank everyone for joining us because it was a lot of y'all here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, Telly. I appreciate your comments and I appreciate you sharing with us. Ray, cousins, I seen family on here. I seen friends on here. Thank you guys for coming out and joining us. I really appreciate you. We don't even usually do shows on Thursday night, but real spit, like I said, we was having a really good conversation and I thought that y'all would like to hear it. So there it go. Here it is. You know what I'm
And be
saying?
on the lookout for Four Kings. We coming. If you haven't watched the first episode, the inaugural episode, the premiere, make sure you watch that. Leave your comments. For those of you that haven't already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever it may be.
Share and like, oh my God, there's another Virgo in there. Oh my Starbuckles. Y'all are just taking over this one.
I'm trying to tell you, this is what it's about.
I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I better get up out of here. It's getting a little hectic around here. I feel the
Okay.
air
Do
getting
you
heavy and deep.
remember? First time in
Thank you once again,
September.
cousin. I appreciate you. And like he said, he is one of the four kings, y'all. So please make sure that you look out for that show and catch that show. Y'all know that I'm here every Tuesday mornings doing the morning coffee drip with Mr. Year Wheel. And tomorrow night, it is Freaky Friday. Y'all know how we get down. 9 o'clock, don't miss it. We'll be coffee and blunts. We won't be here, but you know, because it is way too much. It is grown and sexy only. Okay, you need to be 25 and over to be up in there on a Friday night. That's how much it goes down. But thank you once again to my co-host for the evening. I really appreciate you, cousin. Like from the bottom of my heart, you're more like my brother, not my cousin, and your daddy was like my daddy. So it is much respect as always. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey y'all, I hope y'all had a good night. You could have been anywhere and yet you came here and listened to me cry and snot like a big ass baby. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Don't get in my comments talking about my tears because I am not in the mood right now. Okay, I'm almost out of weed. Don't do me. Thank you guys. I love you. I'm Ken from Cali. That is Mr. London. We are out of here. Thank y'all. Good night.